Hey guys, it's your girl Renee, and I'm in the kitchen because I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but you look in your refrigerator and you see all this stuff and you say, what can I make with all these vegetables if you have leftover meat? So what I'm going to be using is I have a bunch of leftover. Let me show you. Let me just bring you over to what I have going on over here. As you can see over here on my stove, I had some leftover cipollini onions that I told you I was going to make a dinner with those. And today is the day. And the shepherd peppers is what I have left over. And I am going to try some of these Lanzo Lakes butter balls that Q have been telling us about. So I'm going to try that. And then I've chopped up some green onions over here, and I have some red onions. And then let me show you what I have over here. All right, you guys, so over here, I had a leftover zucchini. And then I don't know about you guys, but I buy those. Remember when I went to Walmart and I brought some steamable broccoli? But I usually going to just take the broccoli, throw it in the skillet, and I'm going to do some Brussels sprouts. I have some green beans here. And then I remember trying this cauliflower rice a long time ago, but I never can remember if I liked it or if I didn't like it. So whatever I make, I'm going to put it over this cauliflower rice. And then I have like some spinach that I have been using. So I'm going to throw some of that in there. And then brought a roasted chicken. And I'm going to cut some of that chicken up and I'm going to put it in with this meal. And then I went to the DT and I saw some of this sweet chili sauce that I thought would be really cool. So I'm going to slam dunk some of this in there. So it's just whatever I had in my refrigerator is what's going into this dinner. So with that being said, let's get on to the skillet because I hear my skillet over there sizzling, and that's how we do. Woohoo! That means it's time to get to cooking. All right, so my butter is, I added one of these butter balls into the skillet with some virgin olive oil. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the cipollini onions in here. That Q was nice enough to send me. And this is the last of the cipollini onions that I have. And then I have the shepherd peppers that I'm going to put in there. It's going to be like a little stir fry. That's what I'm going to call this. A homemade quick stir fry. And then I have my red onions and green onions that I'm going to stick in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to let saute those. And I always like try to clean as I go. So we're going to saute these vegetables. I'm going to put a little pepper in here. Some black pepper. So we're going to have a quick little cooking in the kitchen with Renee. What do we do with leftover things in our refrigerator or leftover food? And then this is my little spice blend. I'm going to throw some of that in there because you know I'm always love food that has a lot of flavor. Because you want your food to have flavor. And I'm a big thing on flavorful food. So we're just going to saute these until they get translucent. That looks colorful and beautiful already. It smells so good. And I'm going to throw some of this Cajun style seasoning in here. Some of that in there as well. I'm going to put a lot. Let's put another one of these butter balls in here. That's what they look like. They're just a ball of butter. So we're gonna throw one of those in there. Maybe we'll put a couple in there. Because I truly want to try these out and see how I like it. And Q, we're going to throw some of your shepherd and romaine seasoning in here as well that you sent me. I'm going to shake some of that in there. Here, let me take the top off. Told you, I'm going to try everything. Boy, this old top, boy, it is on here. Let's see if I can pop it off this way. It won't come off. Oh, it's coming out. I'll just have to shake it hard. There we go. There we go, Q. I got it. So we're going to put a little U into... Ooh, it smells so good. Put a little U into this dinner as well. Well, that butter, it melts really quick. Get all the good seasonings. And while that is getting cooking, I'm going to go and I'm going to chop up some of the chicken, and I'm going to get the vegetables all chopped up and ready to go. So let's go over there and get that done. Okay, so we are going to chop up this zucchini that I have right here. Make sure you guys can see it. Yep. Chop this up. Because I had no zucchini left over, so we're going to chop up that. We're going to be throwing some zucchini in there. And I'm watching my onions. You know, I'm listening to them as they're over there sizzling. Because I want it to get nicely caramelized. And this is mainly going to be a lot of vegetables and a little bit of chicken. I'm trying to eat a lot more vegetables. And that's my game plan. So I'm not going to let you guys, you know, sit here and watch me chop all this stuff up. So I'm just going to chop up some zucchini. And then I'm going to chop up some broccoli. And I'm going to chop up some Brussels sprouts, the chicken, and my spinach. And then I'll come back. And we will add all these vegetables to the skillet. All right, you guys, as you can see, I have some spinach here. And I've taken some of that roasted chicken. And I've cut up some of the meat off of it. And I've cut it into cubes. And it's just a roasted chicken that you get from like Walmart. And I just taken the meat like this. And I just chopped it up. And I'm going to throw some of that into our stir fry. And then I have some green beans. And then I have the zucchini. I opened up the bag of broccoli. And I'm going to throw some of that in there as well. So it's whatever you have in your refrigerator. As you can see, this bag has a hole in it. So I got broccoli flying all over the place. But you know what? That is not going to make any difference because, child, you just pick that up, put it into your bowl, and then I have some Brussels sprouts. So let's go over to the stove and let's put these ingredients into our skillet that has all our onions, the shepherd peppers, red onions, and cipollini onions. So let's go. Look at that, you guys. I wanted to give you a close-up look on how it is looking. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? All nice and caramelized. Has all those seasonings. So now it's time to add our vegetables. Okay, so let's add our vegetables into the skillet. You hear that sizzling? That's what you want. And I'm going to put my spinach in last because I don't want it to get too mushy. Look at that. Beautiful. And then I'm going to go chop up my Brussels sprouts, and I'm going to stick those in there as well. Mm, mm, mm. And I want to have some of that crunch to it so it can retain, because you know when you're eating vegetables, you don't want them all mushy. You want them to still have that crunch to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of soy sauce in here. And then we're going to put some of our sweet chili sauce in there. So let me find my soy sauce, because I know it's in here. A little bit of that left. We're going to add some soy sauce to it. Yeah, love it. We're going to give that a good stir. And if you don't have chicken, you can put shrimp. You could put some, I like to say that kielbasa, or you can just eat it plain and just have vegetables. And then add that over your any kind of rice. It could be brown rice, it could be the cauliflower rice, which I'm going to try, or it could be just regular rice. Whatever type of rice your little heart desires. Look at the colors. Doesn't that look just beautiful? I think it looks gorgeous. Let's see if I can give you a close-up look of it. Look at that. All the beautiful colors in there. Now that's what I'm talking about. So I'm going to let this steam for a while so it can absorb all the flavors and stuff we put in there. And then I'll come back when we're about to add the rest of our ingredients. Okay, guys, so everything is looking good. Everything's bubbling, looking fine. So we're going to add our chicken in there. Make sure we get all that goodness. Chicken in there. We're going to stir that in there. And then this is when you start putting in your next round of seasonings. It looks good. Still want the crunchiness of it in there. I put the Brussels sprouts, and child, you guys know me well. Look at this. Look at this. I saved some Brussels sprouts out, and I'm going to be snacking on these as I'm cooking. I am a Brussels sprout girl. Now, let's try and add some of this sweet chili sauce in here. And if you're like me, I'm going to taste some of this first and see if I like it. It's got a sweetness, but it's got a kick to it. So I'm just going to drizzle this over there. Here I say drizzle. And look at that. Don't that look good? Ooh-wee. All right, let's mix that in there so the chicken and stuff can get that seasoning as well. And then I say heat up the cauliflower rice and let this chicken get heated through. And this dish will be done and ready to taste. Doesn't it look good? I love it. So we have our shepherd's peppers in here. We have zucchini. We have broccoli. We have green beans in here. We have Brussels sprouts and chicken. And then we have our wonderful all types of seasonings that we stuck in here. So let's finish heating that through. Let me get this cauliflower in this microwave so we can get that warmed up. And I think when the cauliflower gets done, then we're going to throw that, because here goes the cauliflower that I'm going to throw into the microwave. Get that heated up. And then we'll put the spinach on top so it can just wilt a little bit and get that incorporated into our dish. And I think it'll be time for us to eat, y'all. Yeah. quick and easy. I don't even think that took what, maybe 35, 40 minutes, because everything was something you had already in your refrigerator or freezer. I'm just telling you, this is a great way of cleaning out your refrigerator when you have all these odds and ends of stuff that you just don't want to throw away. Throw it in a pan, be creative, season it up, slap it on. You could just spoon this up, put it in a bowl, eat it as it is, or you can just put it in a bowl on some rice, like we're going to do with the cauliflower rice, and call it a day. All right, guys, let me get this heated up, and then we're going to come back and we're going to try this. All right, guys, so we are going to put our spinach on the top. They say spinach is good for you. So I've been trying to eat a lot more spinach. And I'm not going to give up the fight. I'm just going to blend that into our meal so it can wilt. And I turn the fire down to medium high. So we can get it to look. I'm trying to make healthier meals that don't have a lot of bad things for you. I'm trying to add a lot of good things into my body to make my body stronger and a lot healthier. So as that is wilting down for us, I'm going to show you what the cauliflower looks like. I get that incorporated. All right, so if you guys have never seen what cauliflower rice looks like, this is what it looks like. Looks just like rice, but it's just made out of cauliflower. So what I'm going to do is I have a plate over here where our spinach is getting right for us. I am just going to take a spoon and I'm going to scoop some of this cauliflower rice onto our plate. And then we're just going to top it with our stir fry that we made, which I think is going to be fantastic, you guys, because that cauliflower looks good, smells good. I'm just going to close this up so it'll stay hot. All right. Let's get another spoon so we can put our delicious stir fry that we made together onto our plate. All right. Here we go, you guys. Are you ready? I scoop up all this goodness. And we're just going to I want to make sure I get a shepherd's pepper. Put that right on the top. You know how we do. We pick out the good stuff that we want. With some of that spinach. That Brussels sprouts. That looks good, doesn't it, you guys? Look at that. What a beautiful presentation. All right, now let's do the taste test. Let me set you up, and then we'll do our taste test. All right, guys, so here is our stir fry that we made today with just ingredients that we found in our refrigerator that we were thinking of getting rid of, or just said, oh, we're just going to throw it away. And now you have another opportunity to turn these vegetables into a delicious dinner. So that being said, we're going to drizzle some of this sweet chili sauce on it. So I think this has become one of my favorite things that I'm going to be purchasing from the DT store, because that's where I got it from. So we're just going to take some of this and we're just going to drizzle it over the top. Or you can put some more soy sauce on here if you like. And here we go. I'll get you your first taste broccoli, piece of this chicken, and here you go. Have the first bite. Good, huh? All right, it's my turn. Mmm, doesn't taste too bad. I think I'm always gonna buy this cauliflower rice. Let's just taste the cauliflower rice by itself. Mmm, not bad. So that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this another edition of Cooking in the Kitchen with Renee, taking things out of our refrigerator and turning them into a fantastic meal. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. And Miss Renee will see you in the next video. All right, you guys, you know, my tummy is ready to enjoy this delicious meal. Okay, take care, you guys.